And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to our fourth race of the season here of the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series in Season 7. Now, last year when we came here to weekend number 4, we ended up coming to what was considered kind of a short track, pretty similar to Castle Gorge, a track called Altoona. You guys ended up voting this time on which track you wanted us to go to for weekend number 4, and we are here in the heart of beer country. We are in Milwaukee for the Milwaukee Mile for our fourth race of the season. And this is a big sponsorship opportunity for Miller, as they have their headquarters here in the Milwaukee area, and Miller is actually sponsoring the entire race weekend. Tonight's event going to be the Miller Milwaukee's Best Premium 200. Here tonight, we're going to have 20 laps of racing. This is the repaved Milwaukee Mile, not the dirt track. So there's going to be a lot of good racing, I'm sure. And I guess you could really consider this more of a short track type of race, more than just a mile-long track. It is a mile long, but it doesn't really seem to have the mile-and-a-half aspects to it as much as it does the short track type aspects to it. We actually ended up having the Reese's Rally Car Series race number 4 here just a few days ago, so quite a few drivers actually took part in that event, got a little bit of added experience coming into tonight's event in the Truck Series event. On the pole position is going to be Jacob Lawler. Lawler has really been doing really well this season, been very consistent, finds himself 6th in the point standings, looking for a big points paying night here as well, as he's attempting to make his second straight Oreo Truck Series chase for the championship. And alongside of him, a driver who's really been having the most luck. He picked up a win a couple weeks ago at Phoenix, and he starts to the outside of the front row here tonight, and he comes in as the rookie points leader and overall points leader. That is Zach Kimball in the 24. Matthew Daly, who's really been picking it up in the last few weeks, he's 19th in the point standings, and he's going to line up on the inside of row number 2, and alongside of him, Luis Hernandez, a driver who really needs a good run here tonight, comes in 42nd out of 43 drivers. Actually, he's dead last out of the drivers who have made all 3 starts this season, and Hernandez really needs a good run here tonight. Maybe he'll get it with a good qualified run here this evening of 4th place. Although we usually go back through the rest of the field as we used to do in Season 6. Here in Season 7, we basically just go through the top 4, and then we let the starting grid show us the rest of the starting lineup. So the command to fire the engines has been given. We're going to get these trucks rolling off, and they're going to complete a couple of pace laps. While they do that, that's going to give us time to be able to take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Milwaukee's Best Premium 200 from the Milwaukee Mile. Starting on the pole position, as stated, Jacob Lawler, and alongside of him, the points leader, Zach Campbell, Matthew Daly, Luis Hernandez. We went through them. That is row number 2. Moving on to row 3. Levi McIntyre lines up on the inside line. McIntyre's 37th in the points, been having a difficult time here this season as a rookie. And alongside of him, in 6th place, is going to be Joshua Michaels. Michaels also been struggling this season as he comes into tonight's race, 33rd in the standings. Deanna Shelton, 8th of the point standings, comes in 7th for this race, and alongside of her is going to be Cody Llamas, who is 7th in the point standings. Both of those drivers ended up encountering some problems last week at Las Vegas, but they come in still running well in points and look to get good runs here this evening. In row 5, we've got rookie Jerome Assetti on the inside line. Assetti actually comes in running 22nd in points, not really gotten off to that bad a start for his rookie season. And alongside of him is going to be William Duncan. Duncan last week fell outside the top 10 in points. He comes in 15th in the points now, trying to find his way back inside the top 10 in standings. In row 6 is going to be rookie Kyle Matthews, who had a very good run last week. It was enough to move him up to 12th in the point standings. And alongside of him is going to be Charles Jackson, who had a good run last week as well at Las Vegas. And Jackson moves himself up to come into this race 16th in the current points. Jake Rogers lines up on the inside of row 7. Rogers has been having a bit of a difficult time. A former Oreo Truck Series champ comes in 29th in the point standings, and alongside of him, a driver who went to victory lane last week in her 3rd career start, Haruhi Tashimi, who comes in 3rd in the point standings after her win, lines up in the 14th position. Row 8 is going to hold Kyle Thomas, who had the runner-up finish back at Daytona. He's been hitting a few rough spots in the past few weeks. He finds himself 18th in the points coming into tonight's race, and Leia Walker really been having a difficult time. She lines up in the 16th position and is 36th in the current points. Row 9 is going to hold Jake Cole, who's probably out of any driver this entire season in all 3 series, been having the most difficult time of it. 35th in points he comes in here tonight. I believe he's had 3 straight DNFs in as many starts. And alongside of him is going to be Alex DeMarco in the 13. DeMarco is 20th in the current points. Jean Sanford starting mid-pack here tonight. She comes in second in rookie points and second in overall points, 10 points behind the points leader Zach Campbell. And alongside of her is going to be Harrison Langford, who is 28th in the current standings. Chris Darlington, a former Truck Series champion, starting way back in the 21st position on the inside of row 11. He is also 21st in the point standings. And alongside of him, Isaac Canepa still trying to find his feet here as he's only making his 3rd start of the Truck Series. He's 38th in the point standings coming into tonight's race. Jamie DeFelu, who has been one of those rookies that's really been on fire in the last couple of weeks, he lines up in the 23rd position here tonight. He's up to 9th in the point standings, a far cry from entering into race number 2 at Phoenix, dead last in points. He's really been making moves early on. And alongside of him is going to be Prudence Littlejohn. Littlejohn actually started up really high in the points after Daytona and has been steadily slipping down. She's 32nd in the standings coming into this evening's race. James McLeod lines up on the inside of row 13. McLeod has actually been doing fairly well. He's 13th in the points stage, trying to find a spot inside the top 10 here tonight. And alongside of him is going to be Bob Jones, who finds himself 5th in the current standings. He's been having himself a really good season here in his 3rd season in the Truck Series. Sean Galligan, the Blue News, slipped outside of the top 10 in points last week after a rather tough run at Las Vegas. And he comes in 17th in the point standings. Alongside of him, Danny Wells, who's actually 4th in the current standings right now in the 29 machine. Kyle Corbin's actually been having a few good runs as well in his 2nd season with a 17 ride. He's 14th in the points. And alongside of him, starting off in 30th place, is going to be rookie Jackie Tang, who is 39th in the point standings, still been having a very difficult time getting his rookie season program going. Zach Rogers lines up in position 31 on the inside of row 16. Zach Rogers currently comes into this race sitting in the... I just lost him, my apologies. The 26th position, and alongside of him, Dylan Young, who we really haven't talked a whole lot about this season because he hasn't been up there inside the top 10 in points. He's 23rd in points. We'll see what he can do starting all the way near the back of the pack. There's rookies inside row 17, Andreas Allen and Jimmy Bly. Allen comes into this race currently sitting 30th in points, and Jimmy Bly, who was the only car not to finish on the lead lap last week at Las Vegas, comes in 31st in the current standings. Eric Burton, a 3-time winner last season, starts off 35th here tonight. Burton is really struggling in the point stage, 40th in the current points, and alongside of him, James Silverfox, 41st in the point standings. So 2 drivers who are running poorly in points, ran poorly in qualifying, and are starting near the rear of the field. Our Daytona winner, Tanner Sullivan, lines up on the inside of row 19. Sullivan is 10th in the point standings, still keeping himself in the hunt, and alongside of him is going to be Zachery Robinson in the 33. Robinson comes in mid-pack, 24th in the point standings. Chris Washer had a very solid run last week at Las Vegas. He starts off 39th here tonight, though, so his work certainly cut out for him. But that good run last week moved him up to 11th in the point standings, and alongside of him is going to be the defending champ Trent Dunham, who also had a good run last week at Las Vegas. Matter of fact, he had a really good race weekend last week at Las Vegas. But he comes in 27th in the current points, still trying to move himself up through the point standings. And rounding out the final row is going to be Austin LaPlante in the 48. LaPlante comes into this race 25th in the point standings, and alongside of him, Dylan Poteet, who is currently running at this moment in the 34th position in points. He's got a lot of work to do to get himself up back inside the top 10. That's a look at your starting lineup for tonight's Milwaukee Best Premium 200 from the Milwaukee Mile. As I said before, there was a race to be had here in the NRSL Reese's Rally Car Series, and a lot of drivers got a bit of experience, and a few of them are actually starting up here near the front of the field that actually were involved in that. One of them actually is the pole sitter here, Jacob Lawler, so we'll see if that little added experience is going to help him out. Deanna Shelton back there is in that series, so too is Cody Llamas, so we'll see if any of those drivers may be able to utilize what they learned in the rally series and put it to use here in the truck event. As here we go, 20 laps await us here. Green flag is out for the first time. We're racing here in the NNSCRA at the Milwaukee Mile. Whoa, Zach Campbell wanted to get into second place, nearly came right down off the nose of Matthew Daly. That was quite a bold move on the part of the 24. And he's the points leader too. I'm not sure if that's quite the risky move he wanted to make right then, but He is still going, and we're still racing. Lawler out to about 2 car lengths lead over that battle for second now between Matthew Daly and Zach Campbell. And it looks like the caution flag may have already come out here for the first time tonight. Yes, flagman has the yellow flag in hand. Who crossed the line in second? Looks like it was Zach Campbell. So Campbell is going to be second place, Matthew Daly third. I think McIntyre was fourth with Deanna Shelton in fifth, but Lawler is the leader. And Prudence Littlejohn's involved this one. Also Danny Wells. Danny Wells fourth in points. Jackie Tang got a piece of it. Jake Rogers maybe. Silverfox is on the apron. Jackson is damaged. Dollarton's got some damage. Bob Jones, fifth in points, has some damage. Sorry, I just had phlegm coming through. Jamie DeFalu, I don't know if he's got damage or not. He's ninth in points. Dylan Young's got a little bit of damage. Kyle Matthews a little bit of damage. There's Poteet. Poteet's up to 22nd after starting dead last. Holy cow. Caution flag is out, though. And Jacob Lawler is the current leader. That didn't take long at all. Let's see what happened. Put us under the yellow for the first time tonight here at the Milwaukee Mile. Alright, let's see if this happens up here somewhere around the Chris Dollarton machine. This was up just inside the top 20. Canepa's car kind of wheel hopped there. Prudence Littlejohn gets into the back of him. Dollarton slides up into the 14. Oh, and oh my god, look at this. Galligan, McLeod, they're going to try and get underneath Jamie DeFalu. DeFalu then gets into the left rear of Dollarton. He's going to turn him down the racetrack in front of traffic. Oh, a little bit of help there as well from the 14. Bob Jones snaps around there. So does Littlejohn. There's Danny Wells, Tang, Jimmy Bly, James Silverfox, Dylan Young. Wow, they all just slid into here. Quite a few teammates there as well. You got the 4 and the 30. You had the 20 and the 11, and then you also had the 83 and the 84. Everybody, though, appears to have driven away from this. But then something happens up here. Oh, wait a minute, we just missed it. Kyle Matthews and Jake Rogers, it looked like. Let's look here. Yeah, oh, Rogers, I think he gets a little tight coming off the corner. He's going to come up into the South Point Chevy, and then into William Duncan, and oh yeah, we've seen this before. The sandwich move there turns the 21 and the 91 directly into each other. Duncan's able to use the outside retaining wall to keep his truck straight. Jake Rogers not so lucky, and Harrison Langford, wow, oh, he does get a little piece there with the left front. Wow. And then, I think, yep, Charles going to get a punt there from Haruhi Tashimi. Now, how does this happen? Alright, this was after William Duncan ended up almost spinning out. Charles does not go underneath the 21. Haruhi, though, wants to go underneath. And she just hooks around the 42. Both these drivers had good runs last week at Las Vegas. Charles Jackson had a top 10. Haruhi won the race. And Charles, 16th in points, up and into the outside safer barrier. And he got a lot of help on that one there, courtesy of the 5 machine. I think Charles is going to be able to drive away, though. Look out, Chris Washer, Eric Burton, Dylan Poteet. Yikes! There's Poteet and LaPlante. Both got through all those incidents. Started 41st and 42nd, and here they are at, oh, wait a minute, Silverfox. Oh, that's how Silverfox was so slow. He wasn't able to avoid. Trent Dunham almost hit the Silverfox machine. That was close. But, man, Silverfox just doesn't seem to be able to catch a break, and Charles Jackson's got even more added damage. Whoa! Dylan Young, crazy, crazy, crazy close. But the caution flag is out. We had about 3 different incidents take place between turns 1 and 3. And we're under the yellow. Let's head back now for the restart. Getting ready to go back to green flag race in here. We're going to be going back to green on lap 6 of 20, giving us a total of 16 laps to go. Well, actually, I should say 15 laps to go. My apologies. Jacob Lawler is the current leader. Zach Campbell lines up second. Matthew Daly third. Levi McIntyre is in fourth. And Deanna Shelton lines up fifth. Luis Hernandez is sixth. Seventh is Joshua Michaels. Jerome Massetti lines up eighth. Ninth is Cody Llamas. And William Duncan completes the top 10. I don't know if we have anybody out of the race or not. Let's take a look. No, looks like everybody is able to continue. There's Silverfox, Littlejohn, Charles Jackson's back there. All those drivers still continuing. So 42 of our 42 cars still on the racetrack as the green flag's back out here on lap 6. A lot of drivers up here running well that really could get big points paying days. Jacob Lawler comes in 6th in points. Deanna Shelton 8th in points. Zach Campbell, of course, is the points leader. And Cody Llamas is 7th in points. All those drivers having good runs so far here tonight. And let's hope being single file is going to take them a while before they end up having a caution come out again. Well, guess it didn't take long. Caution flag waves again here tonight at Milwaukee. I'll tell you, this may not be a short track, but the way they're wrecking each other like this, it's certainly seeming like it's a short track. And Jacob Lawler's got to be loving every single minute of it, because every minute that he's running under the caution flag is another moment he doesn't have to worry about Zach Campbell, Matthew Daly, Levi McIntyre, Deanna Shelton breathing down his neck for the lead. And this one looks like it may have involved Chris Washer. I don't know. Jake Rogers back here. There's Danny Wells. These guys get into it again. Jackie Tang's got a little bit more damage on his 98, it looks like. The caution flag waves for the second time tonight. Let's jump back, take a look at a replay of what that was. Well, I don't know, but we may have ourselves a little rivalry brewing here tonight. Watch Jackie Tang on the back bumper of Jake Rogers. He's going to get into his left rear right here. Somebody actually spun. Wait a minute. Who was that? We're going to even find out. Looks like it was Chris Washer. We'll jump back to that in a minute. Oh, there's James McLeod, Chris Dalton getting into it. And there you see Jackie Tang just turns the 91. He was in his left rear all the way through turns 1 and 2. Hard into the wall. Danny Wells had nowhere to go either. And then I think Chris Washer's going to get turned again. Right there, off the nose of Dollarton into James McLeod. So Washer got turned twice. The question is, who did he get turned by the first time? Let's see. I was going to get turned by Jimmy Bly here coming into 1. Yeah, Washer moved up about a groove higher than Jimmy Bly did, and then Bly, I think, got a tap from behind by Zachery Robinson, got him loose and sent him up into the 87, who apparently only just brushed the outside retaining wall, so he really didn't wreck it right there. Good save by Chris Washer. 11th in the point standings, by the way. And there you see right there, oh, Dollarton slides up into McLeod. Jackson that gets into his right rear. There you see Rogers, Jackie Tang, Danny Wells all wrecking again in turn 2. And then they're almost 4 wide here, and Dollarton, I don't know if Dollarton didn't know he wasn't clear on the 83, or the 87. I think he was going to try and tuck in behind him. Turns him down into James McLeod, and Chris Washer spins around once again, once in turn 1, and then again coming down into the entrance of turn 3 on the back straightaway. So Washer getting turned left and right here. Not really a whole lot of damage on his machine, though, but I am kind of wondering about Jake Rogers, Jackie Tang, and Danny Wells. Those 3 took some pretty hard licks there into the safer barrier off of 2. We may have our first retirees of the evening. We'll find out, though, as we head back now for the restart. Jacob Lawler continues to lead the way. The green flag will come back out here on lap 11 of 20. That should give us a total of 10 laps remaining. Lawler is still the leader. Campbell lines up second. Daly in third. McIntyre fourth. Shelton fifth. And it's Hernandez, Assetti, Michaels, Llamas, and Alex DeMarco now has cracked the top 10. Drivers that may be out of the race. Doesn't look like anybody retired this time. So far we're 2 for 2 in no drivers retiring. I apologize for that balloon coming up there. I don't know why it did, but anywho, getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. Jacob Lawler has led every single lap so far, and it hasn't really been the fact either that Lawler has, he's not been under a challenge. He's really been pulling away from these guys, too. Let's see if he gets the good run this time. Coming down to the start-finish line. Here we go. Green flag back out. Let's see if he gets the run. Not this time. Campbell stuck with him, and look at Campbell. He wants by. Campbell looking for the top spot. Into the left rear. Lawler gets loose. Holy cow. Now Campbell has to go to the high side as he's going to try to get around via the high line. And that just had him slip up. Look at Deanna Shelton coming on the inside line now. She's coming for the lead. Or not for the lead, for second, I should say. Meanwhile, McIntyre, Daly, they're mixing it up back there for 4th place. And we're still green flag racing. Good tussle going on back here between quite a couple of rookies. McIntyre, Dowley, and Jerome Massetti now making his presence felt up in this group. But Lawler certainly dodged a bullet there, nearly got turned off of 2, courtesy of Campbell, who's back on his bumper again. Campbell is not going to let go. Campbell wants to start off the season with 2 victories. And someone's smoking. Oh my goodness, who in the world is that? Someone missing a hood. Jackie Tang's coming off pit road, but wait a minute, where's the smoking car? There it was. Was that Jake Rogers? Yes, it was. Jake Rogers on the apron, no hood, smoking. Is the caution out? There's no caution. What happened to Jake Rogers, I'm wondering? And unfortunately, we can't really look back at a replay. Well, maybe we can. Actually, there's a green flag run going on here. Campbell and Lawler are separated by a car length. Let's quickly jump back, see what happened to the 91. Well, we've gotten word that the disabled 91 machine has safely now gotten to pit road. That was his problem here, but it did not bring out the caution. Watch here what happens. Jake Rogers going to try and come to pit road to make a pit stop. Jackie Tang was doing the same. Now, Tang actually slowed down. Jake Rogers made a last-minute decision, turns his car dead left, and oh, right into the safer barrier. Or not, it's not even a safer barrier, I don't think. It may be, but doesn't look like it's outlined with steel guardrails. And he hit the yellow water barrels there at the entrance of pit road as well, and that is what caused him to lose his hood completely and start smoking. And how, for a disabled truck out on the racetrack like that, for them to not throw a caution, who knows what debris he's laid down. Not certain why the yellow wasn't thrown, but Jake Rogers not being able to get to pit road, nailing the pit wall, is the reason that he is probably going to be retiring from this race. And let's jump back now as I hear we're getting a battle for the lead again. Zach Campbell trying to close up the gap once again. He was about a half car length off the back bumper of the 09, then slipped back. Now he's closing up again. Here he comes on the back bumper. Can Campbell make any kind of a move here? Oh wait, caution flag's out. Caution's out again. Third time tonight the caution flag waves here. This I don't think was anything to do with Jake Rogers. But it's a shame that caution had to come out. We were just about to have another good tussle for the lead. And I think we're looking right there at the car that may have brought out this yellow flag, Andreas Allen in the 00. It's been a difficult season so far for Andreas, and Aaron's Dream Machine looks like it may have gotten involved in something here. Let's jump back now, look at a replay of that incident. And here's a look at what happened. Jimmy Bly seems to be in a rather turning sort of mood here tonight. He ended up turning around Chris Washer. And now he's going to get into Andreas Allen right there. Gets sent up into Jake Cole as well. Jake's going to hit the wall hard. So does Andreas Allen. Both those drivers pancaking the right side of their machines. Jake Cole, though, is able to continue. Andreas Allen's car comes to a stall in the turn 3 area and then is able to continue on afterwards. So that's what ended up bringing out the caution for the third time tonight. We may have a little bit of a shootout to finish out tonight's event. And if our last restart was any indication, we're in for quite a finish here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Well, the word is official. We are going to end this race under a green-white checker, which means that if the caution comes out at any point during the green-white checker, the race will be over and the first driver to the line will win this evening's event. Here's the top 10 as we're getting ready to go to green. Lawler's the leader, Campbell second, Shelton third, McIntyre fourth, fifth is Dally, then it's Assetti, Michaels, Jean Sanford all of a sudden has popped her way up into 8th, Cody Llamas 9th, and William Duncan in 10th. How about the 27 car? Man, where in the world did she come from? Green flag ready to come back out. 2 drivers are off the lead lap, one's off the track. Jake Rogers has retired and Jackie Tang is 1 lap down. Green flag back out. Lawler got himself a good jump. Campbell, though, trying to close it up. Here he comes. Can Campbell pick up 2 wins in 4 starts to start off the season? Look at Deanna Shelton also there as well. Nose to tail between the top 3. Oh, Shelton moves Campbell out of the way. Here comes Shelton for second. Side by side for second. White flag's going to be displayed this time. Lights are not on atop the pit road. We're green flag racing still. White flag displayed. 1 lap to go. Lawler with a huge gap. 3 car lengths back to the new second place driver, Deanna Shelton. McIntyre now looking for third underneath Campbell, who begins to free fall here in the closing stages. But it's a huge gap for Lawler. Lawler's just got to hit his marks and he'll be home free. No doubt about it, there will be no challenge for the win. Out of turn 4, for the final time, Jacob Lawler goes coast to coast. Pole to win. He picks up the victory here tonight in the Milwaukee's Best Premium 200 at the Milwaukee Mile. And the caution flag is waving here. It doesn't matter. Jacob Lawler, 6th in the point standings, a winner tonight. And a driver who last season was a Chase Championship contender but had no Truck Series victories. Certainly turned that around here in Season 7 as he goes to victory lane, becomes the second Joe Gibbs Racing driver to go to victory lane this season. Tanner Sullivan went to victory lane at Daytona. 3 weeks later, it's Lawler. And I also noticed that our history mark has come to an end. Jacob Lawler actually becomes the first veteran driver to win here this season in the Truck Series. Everybody else was a rookie. And is Lawler out of gas? He may be out of fuel. Yeah, that car is slowing down. Lawler's out of fuel. I didn't think this thing was going to come down to fuel mileage. Nobody came down pit road during this entire, as far as the leaders, during this entire race. And apparently they can just barely make it to 20 laps on 1 tank of fuel. Wow. Okay, that's going to definitely help us know the fuel window in the Snickers Cup Series race, because that's going to be 40 laps. But as always, we're going to take a look at our official top 10. Lawler with the victory. Great run for him as he came in 6th in the points. Wait a minute, that's a wall! Yep, that's a wall. Oh, Trent Dunham sits on pit road with no hood. Zach Rogers got damaged back there. LaPlante's got damaged. Tashimi's got damaged. What in the world are they all doing? Oh, we're going to do a little bit of a moonwalk celebration dance for Lawler, I guess? I don't know. I don't even know. Anyway, looking at the top 10, Lawler, 6th in points, wins tonight's race. Deanna Shelton, 8th in points, gets 2nd. Nice run for Levi McIntyre tonight. He really needed it, came in 37th in points. The points leader will still be the points leader, Zach Campbell, as he'll finish officially in 4th tonight. Matthew Daly in 5th. 6th place was Jean Sanford. Where she came from, I have no idea. So she'll lose a few more points to Campbell, but I think she'll stay 2nd in the points. Michaels was in 7th. Great run for him tonight. Cody Llamas came in top 10 in points. He'll finish 8th. William Duncan may have moved himself back inside the top 10 with a 9th place run here tonight. And in 10th place, Zach Rogers. What a good run for him. Driver who's really been having a lot of hard luck. And he picks up a very nice top 10 here this evening. So, this race is officially over. I think the Milwaukee Mile has really proved itself here. This has been a really good race. And looking forward to the Mobile and Snickers Cup Series races here as the Milwaukee Mile will be making its debut in those series as well. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and become part of the crew today. Here comes your official results, overall points, stands, and rookie points heading into next week's race as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.